Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. First week, full week in November. Super glad that you're here. Welcome to today's ad-free live stream. If you're here for the first time, my name is Tyler. I'm really glad that you decided to join us this morning. I'm going to be helping you navigate this wild world of day trading futures, and with elections just being tomorrow, we're probably in for a very volatile ride. So during these live streams, I'm going to be breaking down live price action, sharing my daily trading bias, and real-time trades to give you a front row seat to all the action. No fluff, just the good stuff. Now, if you're watching this after the stream, you can jump right to the key moments using the chapter markers below, where I'll share with you the detailed explanation of why I took the trade so you know exactly what I was thinking and why. And lastly, for those of you looking to take your trading to the next level, I have a special discount for you in my community. You can use the code DTJ to get 80% off your next Apex evaluation. And today we are using only evaluations. We have elections tomorrow. There's no way with all the potential volatility and uncertainty that we're going to be using live accounts. We may, if we do a live account, it will be very, very, very light, maybe 1 or 2 micros. But you can find the codes and the links down in the description of this video if you want to use that. Everything here is free, so that's how I'm asking you guys to support the channel, is if you do use Apex. Consider using that code. So let's go ahead and open in prayer and then get rocking and rolling this morning. Father, we just honor you. Thank you that you've given us the ability to produce wealth. Thank you that you've given us the grace to be patient, Father, to not run after trades, not to chase things, but to receive what you have for us this morning. Father, we just honor you. We thank you that you've given us this ability, and we thank you for the opportunity to sit in front of the charts this morning. Father, we just honor you with our finances. We honor you with our lives. I bless everyone here, Father, that everyone would have a fantastic day in Jesus' name. Amen. Welcome, Pete. Good morning, Carmen. Glad to have you guys here this morning. I'm super pumped. I enjoy Mondays. Mondays are always great to be back in front of the charts, and that's what we're doing here this morning. Let me get a couple of things set up here. We got no news today, but we got elections tomorrow. I need to get rid of my screen is doing this weird thing. Get some light background chill vibes going. There we go. Then I need to okay, there we go, folks. There we go. So how's everybody doing this morning? Up $1,000 today, and it's not even open yet. Watching you changed my life. I can't thank you enough. Pete, wow. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let us rock and roll. Okay, so let's jump over to the daily charts here right quick. Here's the thing. I just dropped a video explaining the details here. We had a fake break day on Friday, meaning we didn't run the low and we didn't run the high. There's a high. I mean, it's almost guaranteed we will run either this high or low. There's a super high probability. 77% chance. Now, both of them could also be ran because this is an inside day. Because it's before the elections, I'm not as certain about that. Now, the question is, do we want to go higher? Do we want to go lower? That is really what we got to identify. So we want to drop down to the 4-hour and see what we got. We got these equal highs here. I really liked these equal highs. They look really attractive on the lower time frames, and we'll get into that here. I think that's a possibility. We got low resistance liquidity right here. We'll find out where the opening range gap is going to be. It looks as if the opening range gap is going to be up. So we may look at running these equal highs first. We'll see how it reacts based on the morning, the opening price. Now I'm about to I think I'm going to be sharing shortly my 930 strategy that I've been testing out. I'm going to be testing it out again this morning, and then we're going to see how that plays out, and we'll be creating a video for that. It's a it's almost a guaranteed 5 to 10 points. Almost a guaranteed 5 to 10 points. And so that's that's what I've been testing out. I've been wanting to figure out, okay, if I'm an absolute brand new trader, learning ICT concepts can be so overwhelming and it takes such a long time. So how can I give somebody a guaranteed quick win? What's a guaranteed quick win that I could give them where you're not over leveraging, you're not trying to, do 20 contracts on 5, 10 handles, but that could give somebody, hey, I could do this. Well, I think I may have found it. So I've been testing that out, and we'll be doing more with that hopefully soon. It depends how we also have this equal high sitting right here. So prices are going to open in 8 minutes here. Other than that, I'm going to be on eval. That's what I'm going to be working on, folks. Evals. I got a 25K eval that's sitting somewhere. It's at $800. So we're halfway there. We'll see if we can get this passed today. I got 2 of them, so maybe we'll see if we can get 2 evals passed today. So if you want to follow along on trading some evals, you can use the code DTJ and get 80% off with Apex. That would only if you use Apex. If you don't, you can use your preferred funding source. Let's see. Let's refresh this. Cubic, good morning, my friend. Here, let me mute my audio because I need to move my microphone here. Okay. Good morning, Cubic. Does anyone ever trade big momentum shifts while it's happening, kind of worried of drawdown risk? 100%. That's why we don't do it, Pete. No. The only way you do that is if you are already in a breaker. So, for example, let's just assume this level was right here. So let's pretend this was a breaker right here. That was a breaker. And if it came up to hit that level, you could get in short at your breaker and then ride this momentum loader. That's the only way you do it. But we never came up to that level, and it's before the market opened. Price action has been really good this morning. I did take a trade this morning. So we're gonna see, with no news and it being a Monday, our best trades may be before opening price. Sandra, good morning. How are you? Would any of you guys, now obviously the size of this channel is not very big yet, but would any of you be interested in taking a role as a moderator as this channel grows? I have a couple people in mind based on how long they've been here, but I'm just curious if anybody would be interested. I I don't know if you're here every most day trading days or not. Obviously I am, because I'm sitting here trading, but so let's go back to the charts here. We have our new week opening gap. Vilnius, good morning. We have our new day opening gap, our new week opening gap here, high and low. You can see those numbers here. The November 4th, new week opening gap, high and low. Ted, good morning. Alkai, good morning. Glad to have you. Glad to see you guys. I'm not gonna lie, it is nice to see similar names. Similar names. Obviously, I can't see all your faces other than the pictures like Alkai's. But I enjoy seeing the similar names. It makes things like, hey, I'm gonna hang out with some friends. We're gonna trade this morning. Okay, I like this immediate rebalance right up to this level. Now, because it's right before open, I'm not as prone to seeing it just explode lower. I don't know why I just still have that. I'm about to remove this. This is probably the last day I'm gonna have this on here. Actually, I think I'm gonna remove it. It's right in the middle of that hourly. What does the hourly look like? Hourly close below. We have zero. We have just liquidity beneath us. Okay, so I'm going to set up here for a trade. We're gonna be doing my 930 model. So first thing I'm looking at is how large is this opening range gonna be, and it looks like 50 handles. That looks like a very nice size here. This is beautiful, guys. If this closes, actually, what do we got? 15 seconds, actually. We already hit this high. This inverting right here on the first run, after running that low, is going to be a very impactful. I'm going to take a small long. I'm liking this. Yes, we ran liquidity, but I'm looking for it to run this liquidity. Okay. Because of this right here and the run of this right here. So I'm looking at it running this level right here. I'm just gonna put a hard level there, 10 handles, a little over 10 handles. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna try we'll see if this is gonna freak out against me. It's kind of going against these rules with this swing high right here, but we're gonna test it out. All right, my 930 model just worked, perfect. See if we run this high right here. Gonna put my stop at break even. All right, there's target. All right, guys, 10 handles right off the open. This is probably going to run higher, but it was just too obvious to not take that. Too obvious not to take it. So I took one on screen here, and I took my other trade off screen based on a different model. But this, I mean, this is going to be too nice. This is going to be nice. Next thing that we're going to watch is how we react to this breaker here. Where's 930? 930 is there, so let's move our price there. Opening price right there, and then let's write our let's mark 930 out as well. All right, there we go. Now, if this is the type of day we're gonna get where we run and run, it's very interesting. We do have some low resistance liquidity to the downside. So if we close below this, wicking above this, this is we're in discount, so it's not an A plus, but this is a legitimate setup to run these lows. I'm not gonna take it. Nope, I'm not gonna take it. Let's see if it runs. There's the target. Did that give 10 handles? Yep, 11 handles from that entry. There's 11 handles right there for an inversion lower. If you didn't sell there, you would have been stopped out at break even. So that's now a break even trade. I could see us running lower. So here's the thing. We got to decide which one are we going to run. Are we going to run this low, the previous day low, or are we going to run the previous day high? Here's our previous day low. This is, I think we have a chance of running that low. Right down there. An 80% chance that we're going to hit it in the AM session within the next 2 hours. Within the next hour and a half, basically. So we're just wanting to find an opportunity for that. It could have been this inversion that you took. Nice wick right here. Do we have a fair value gap that's worth looking at? That's too small. I'm not going to take that as a fair value gap. But I do see lower prices here. Now we do have a breaker. High, low, higher, high, low. There would be a downside breaker. Obviously, we never really closed above this bullish breaker, so we'll remove that for now. Let's see it hit this new day opening gap from Friday and maybe come back up to this level. We don't have a fair value gap here, so we really don't have an opportunity. There's a 2-minute fair value gap. We'll see if that's created in the next 2 minutes. But like I've said, I'm on eval only. Where's my eval marker? There it is. Boom. All right, so there it's running now. Nice run lower here. Running, targeting this previous day low. So if I'm looking for an opportunity, I'm looking for basically a bearish order block or a wick up into a level. If it just runs without it, which is very possible, it's going to give us an opportunity for a long if it runs the previous day low sooner. I'm gonna see what happens here. I think I just took an emotional trade, folks. Northern, good morning. Ted, good morning. Mike, good morning. Tony, good morning. Stops at break even. I'm going to see if this wants to run now to the previous day low. Sitting right here. That's what I got my target at. Ted, I just got back in on an emotional trade to this low. We're seeing if it's going to go. I want to see how many ticks I got. All right, 78 ticks, 86, 91. There it is. Ding, 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 ding. Previous day low, tag. Now we're probably getting, this is the weekly low. It does not need to grab this. It does not need to grab this if it wants to completely reverse. Okay, I just passed that account. This eval has been passed. I'm sitting at 26,600. We'll go to another eval here. This one's at $25,025. All right, so we got an order block, potential order block. So the question is, does it want to push lower? You can front run this if it's going to run this, but I'm not. I mean, the chance, I don't like that. There's a high probability we run this. It really is. But we already ran a key level. So when you hit a key level, you take your hands off. Take your hands off and wait. See what happens. See what the market wants to do. Okay? I chased this trade here. We started seeing all of this run here. I should have just kept my inversion. I should have. Did I run this low? No, we didn't take this short. I didn't take this trade short, but it was a nice trade short. But once you hit a key level, you need to see what price wants to do, because price has permission. Think of the algorithm giving it now permission to run either way. It's hit a key level. It's ran for its potential target as far as we know with our limited knowledge. Now we need to sit and see, does it want to run lower? Because we do have a lower target. We do, and we have low resistance liquidity in the form of these wicks on the left side of the screen right here. Right here. So we have this low resistance liquidity that it could also run. Does it want to get that far? Maybe. But we did what I said 77% of the time it's going to do. It's going to run either this high or this low 77% of the time. We ran it and we were able to capitalize on it. You can make that an entire model yourself and be done for the day. I mean, that's really what should happen. The only reason I would technically still be trading is because I'm on stream with you guys, right? If you hit your numbers, you need to walk away. Now I'm on eval, so I'm not really trading a live account, so it's a little bit different. But that's wisdom in your trading, is knowing when to walk away. And if you make profit, walk away at the beginning. I looked at my numbers for last week. I took 30 trades last week, and I felt like it was too high. Wilhelm, good morning. Good morning, Sandra. By the way, I did see your your comment that you'd be interested. So I did see that. So far, everybody really has been absolutely fantastic on stream. Everybody in the chat. I mean, I can't tell you how many chats I've seen that are absolutely just mockery, insulting, all about, status or whatnot. Or just, all they're doing is saying, look where I'm going, look what I'm doing. Hey, Ted, good morning. Glad, you're done for the day. Nice job. Congrats, man. We'll see you here. I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. You've been trading since 5 a.m. Woo! I appreciate it, Pete. Yeah, I mean, when price is working, price is working. This last week sucked. Last week was not great. All right, so here's the breaker. Now, another strategy that I don't use, but it is a legitimate strategy, is taking a short or a long on the initial tag of a breaker, because there's a good chance you're at least going to get 10 handles. Let's see if it gave us 10 handles. Yep. On that first push, rejecting it, there's 19 handles right there. I'm not gonna lie, I don't take this one as much because it is so freaking scary just to want to go, let's take a short right here after 7 green candles. It looks like it just wants to rip through the roof, but it always stops. I don't know the actual percentage. I don't know the actual percentage though. Oh, so Pete, you work, so you're up at early in the morning. What time zone are you in, Pete? That's a great question. I think it's right here. No, we're on the 32nd. First value gap is also right underneath that breaker. I'm guessing you already had that marked, huh, Ted? I still need to figure out. I haven't put the time into. I put a lot of time into my doing some back testing on previous day lows and highs. I just finished that. So I started looking at midnight open. So I'm analyzing midnight open right now and seeing how that impacts price when we're going into 9:30 and looking at it in regards to the entire day. But this is nice. Yeah, this one's just too small. This looks like it's just going to go all the way back up here, guys. Let's see. I'm going to see if we can get a tag at least to the top quarter of this wick. If we can get into the top quarter of this wick, I'd be interested in it. It just inversed this. Has a volume imbalance on that fair value gap. What does the 2 minute look like? 2 minutes probably better. Oh, that 2 minute looks really nice. It just closed 30 seconds ago. Right here. That's the long. That is a long. This is a legitimate setup. I wish I was on the 2 minute. I'm not going to take it unless we can get back down to this level here. If we can get back down to that level, I might consider taking it. But this is a legitimate, nice setup on the 2 minute. I mean, we just took a nice winner to the previous day low. I'm not, dying over this. It's probably, I don't know if it's going to give it to us. Yeah, if it can get down into this fair value gap and do just, one of those reactions. So quite often what you'll see is if this is our target, okay, let's just assume this is our target, okay? Buy side liquidity sitting right there. What will happen is price will go aggressive and then just stop short of it and act like it wants to reverse. Then it will continue. But it does this to basically scare people out of positions. So, and then other times it will just run and other times it won't. But quite often when I'm in a long, I'll see it pause and it's like, oh, I'm getting scared. I'm going to get out because I don't want it to retrace on me. And then it just comes down, finds some support, and then it explodes higher again. Now this one may not be that. We'll find out. It may find support at 9:30. I'm not really interested in that. I am interested in this right here, though. This was the initial inversion for that short, and now it reclaimed this fair value gap. Let's see if it wants to find support in it. But you got to just understand, like, if I was going to take this, it should have been down here at the 2 minute, and I didn't take it. So now it's like extended. do I want to really take it way up in extreme premium? Extreme premium is basically saying that it's in the top quarter of this range from this low to this high. We're in the extreme premium. This is premium here. This is discount, extreme discount. Do I want to take a long way up here? I would have preferred, if I'm really going to take it, to be in discount ideally. So we'll wait and see if we get some type of retracement on this. Sandra, you are 100% right. This is really clean and beautiful for an inside day before. No, this is technically not an inside day. Yesterday was the inside day. Price action following an inside day or a fake break day. I call it a fake break because I'm like, I need something that you always go into days like this, Friday, thinking that it's gonna run one of these lows and it doesn't. It stays inside. So it's an inside day. It always fakes people out. So I call it a fake break. Fake break day. The day following a fake break day or an inside day tends to be really nice. Now, it just happens to land on a Monday. It also happens to land the day before elections. And it also happens to land on a day with no news. So it just makes it like, is it? Maybe? I'm looking for a 1 minute change in state of delivery at this point. We are inside this fair value gap. And if it's going to respect this, the consequent encroachment of this reclaimed fair value gap, I'm going to see if it gives us a 1 minute change in state of delivery running these highs and these highs right here. That's really what I'm looking for an opportunity. I'm going to take that. See if it wants to give it to us. Technically, stop should be at break even right now, but it's been so clean. I'm seeing if I'm giving it a little bit of time, seeing if it wants to actually run this. It's not going like I want it. I should move this to 2. It's not going like I want it. I'm giving it, let it close. See where it closes. Still green. All right, once we wick this high, if we get above my previous high, stops to break even. The previous candle's high. All right, there's no reason for us. You got to be kidding me. Did it just literally take me out? All right, it took me out on that. It didn't even look like it hit my stop loss. All right, now see what I mean? If we run this high, there is no reason it should stop before hitting these highs unless it wants to do this. Do you guys understand why? Price runs for only 2 reasons. It's either liquidity or an imbalance. And if we grab the liquidity, it's either going to retrace and run for an internal imbalance, or it's going to run for the liquidity sitting up here. This is why I always move my stop to break even for this kind of crap, because that is common. This is what I was just referring to. It will fake you out before and then probably continue higher. So now we're watching. Does it want to continue lower? I'm not going to buy a falling knife here. We're going to let it fall, find some support here, and then change directions. Unless it gives us a 30-second inverse, which would be right here. If it gives us a 30-second inverse, we'll take a long on it. Sandra, I saw your latest video. I was also reading up on previous day highs and lows and daily bias based on fractals and higher time frames from T-Trades. I've watched a few of T-Trades. I think once you become confident in your trading, it's hard. Once you find something that's consistent, it's hard to abandon what's consistent to adopt something that's not. Or that sounded way wrong. Once you find something that's consistent, it's hard to abandon that and adopt something else that you haven't tested out or tried. It's like, oh yeah, I know this works, but I'm going to set that over here and I'm going to try this. I think that's what because I didn't really start watching or seeing T-Trades until after I became profitable. And because of that, I really haven't watched much of his stuff, but I'll watch it and see if anything clicks within what I know and within my world of trading that I'm comfortable with. Okay, see how we just wicked this wick here? This is what I was interested in. If we get a 1 minute change in state of delivery, I'd be interested in a long. I consider half this portion of this fair value gap already balanced. Okay, so this discount portion, I wouldn't expect it to get here because of this wick. So that's what I'm hoping for, is that we stay in the premium side of this, find support here, and then we can move higher. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm still bullish. Why? Because we hit our previous day low. Did we take a long off of this? I can't remember. Did I take a long going higher? I don't think I did. No, we took a long here and it took us out of break even. Hey Jay, good morning. I mean, it's not too different. I don't think I've watched enough of his stuff. I don't watch a lot of people's videos anymore. Because honestly, what you should be doing is watching one of their videos and then back testing it yourself. And I just started back testing myself. So on that last video, I went through 200 days of trading, one day at a time. It was a lot of work. Now I'm doing that with Midnight Open. Midnight Open, I'm not finding anything that's significant that I like so far. Because I have it on my charts every day. Where is it? It's up here. Here's Midnight Open. I have it on my charts every day, but I'm just not seeing as much utility as I want from a very important level. Now, in context of Power of 3, it's great, but I'm just seeing if there's anything more with it. We have a breaker, high, low, higher, high, breaking lower. I want that to fail. I want this to push through this, and I want to close above this 30-second towards this buy side right here. So I'm setting these limit orders. I'm just gonna drag and drop this when I wanna get in. It's just sitting down here until I'm ready to take it. I'll obviously close it before it hits this level, if it's going to keep going. Okay, like that. 4 minutes till 10 a.m. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work to do that. And I want to do the midnight open. I'm going to be doing 9:30. It's definitely different when you're actually trading. When I'm trading, you don't analyze all the stuff that you may want to look at. So, Wilhelm, gotta go. We'll see you, man. I probably won't be trading tomorrow. I'll probably take tomorrow off, guys. I'm just being honest. I'll probably take tomorrow off. So for those here. But I think that's the value in backtesting. It allows you to identify strategies, and then you can take that strategy into the forefront, into your actual trading session, and then test them out. So right now, I've backtested a 930 model, and for 5 handles, it was 90. It had a 90% win rate. I mean, guys, I'm talking like, I'm really excited about this. I mean, you're not going to get rich off of it, but it can help a trader feel like they actually can do something. No, hang on. This is looking good. Got 11 seconds here. I'm looking at this as straight up manipulation, especially when we recover it. Let's see if it wants to close. I'm going to take it even though it didn't. I'm breaking my rules by taking this beforehand. I only did it. I was going to take 2 contracts, but I'm just taking 1 right now. Wait for the next contract to see if it wants to close above it in 30 seconds. And if it doesn't, then we'll close it. Here's a order block right here. Let's see how 930 and 930 is right there. Optimistic here. Let's see if we can close above this order block. That makes this a very nice trade if we close above this order block and that. I'll probably add to that position if it closes. If it doesn't close, I'll probably close out the trade here. Give it a second. Still got this order block. And there's a close. All right, we're gonna add 1 contract. We're going to target that high right there and hold the next one. All right, let's see if it wants to keep running. Going to move stop to break even. Probably get stopped out on the second contract with the volatility that we're seeing right there. There's the stop out. But we took that extra 1 to see if it wanted to run up here, and it didn't. That's okay. What are we at here? So we're up $300 on our second eval account, past the first one, up $300 on the second one. We just hit the midpoint of that. I thought, man, I'm not convinced we want to go lower here. But do you see how I referenced that we'll stop before we get to this buy side, act like we're going lower, and then we come back up and tag it? That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I pointed out earlier. But what I was referring to the 930 model is that the rules are so clear, there is no analysis needed. This is why I'm really excited about it. It's because somebody that is dumb as rocks could come in, and as long as they know how to click the buy and sell button, know how to identify a couple things, it will give you the direction. You have your bracketed take profit, and you close the trade after 30 seconds if it doesn't hit it. And that gave a 90% win rate. I'm really excited about this. It's going to be super simple. But it's stuff like that I just want to give, like, see how now it's running. I want to give little wins to these people, as they're learning ICT concepts, the language of ICT concepts. All right, I want to see it tag this right here and push higher. I kind of want to re-enter, but I'm not going to. That seems foolish. We bounced on the new week opening gap low. Let's see if it finds support here. And this fair value gap, actually. Let's see if it wants to, if it stays within this fair value gap, I might take a long and put my stop beneath it. We did hit buy side, so it could reverse. We hit a form of liquidity. After you hit liquidity, it can retrace. I'm just assuming that we're going to run for these equal highs. That's how I'm viewing this. I'm seeing these equal highs saying we're not done. I don't think we're going to want to retrace. We hit sell side liquidity. That's why I'm taking this. Technically, I should be at this swing low. So we'll do that. We'll do it at the swing low. That's technically where it should be based on this. This is an ICT concept of if you're going to go long inside of a fair value gap, you need to be at the first candle of the three that create the fair value gap. You need to be at its low. I don't take it very often because I don't like how big of a stop loss it gives me. That's 15 handles. It would basically take away the profit that I made earlier. I don't like this close. Let's see how it goes. Sandra, give me a second here. I'm watching this order block right here. We've been respecting order blocks this whole way. So I feel fairly confident about this, that we are wanting to run for this high. We're just getting a little more sloppy. And we're still at 10 o'clock. It's 10 a.m. It's 10:04 right now. Let's see what price wants to do. I might close that now. Wow. You see that? Look at that. This is why you gotta wait for those freaking closes. Holy cow. How do you see premium PD arrays on top of our range now? I don't know if I quite understand that question. I would see this is a mitigation block right here. This is a breaker right here, which we just tagged. This is why I think we're gonna get some resistance. Is we gotta break through all of these premium PD arrays, and as we continue to hit through them, it's more of a high resistance run. It's not gonna be a low resistance run like we saw right here. It's probably going to be a high resistance as we're hitting these different key levels. So here's a breaker right here. That's a breaker. And look at the reaction we had to it right there. This is another one I said, when you hit that breaker, you can take it for 10 handles. It works fairly well. When you're in this type of environment, though, it's like, is it this one? Is it this one? Is it this level? It's really hard to tell. Guys, just FYI for those joining, this is eval. We are on eval with the elections tomorrow. Once we get through this high, I'll probably move my stop to break even. Yes, in your experience, do PD arrays act as reversal areas? Yeah, I would not say reversal areas. I would say retracement. But they can act as reversals, especially breakers if you're bearish. All right, so there's that. Let's just move that to break even to protect my position. Let's see if we can get, oh my gosh, do not stop me out right after that. I'm gonna do this. Reaction number 2. I'm not gonna get stopped out on that. It's an eval account. I'm not gonna, yeah, I'm really watching these levels up here. I don't know if that's just what I think is the obvious target. Half tempted to move it back to my original stop. I mean, Sandra, the PD arrays are points of reversals and points of retracements. The only way you determine if it's a reversal or for a retracement is based on higher time frame analysis to find out what your draw on liquidity is. So right now, I'm viewing these equal highs as my draw on liquidity. This is my draw on liquidity. So I'm thinking that the reaction at this breaker is more of a retracement than it is an actual reversal. Because my draw on liquidity, I'm convinced, is right here. These are my relatively equal highs that I want to see price run into. I'm not necessarily trying for it to go up here because I'm not convinced it's going to want to run the previous day high. Actually, there's even higher equal highs up here. These equal highs are even more attractive. But is it going to reach up there the day before? I don't know. So that's why when I'm looking at this breaker, I looked at it as a reversal, or a retracement, not necessarily a reversal. So I'm just gonna keep my stop loss here. If it wants to run it, it will run it. But I'm trying to stick with the idea that we want to move higher. See if it wants to run that liquidity and then go higher. So there's the inversion. If this closes here in 18 seconds, that would be an inversion to the downside to where my stop loss is. Look at the volatility of this. So there's the close of this inversion on the 30-second. We wicked right down to this. It made equal lows. That's not a good sign for me. But sometimes it will leave those and then just do what it's doing right now. The amount of wicks we are seeing here, guys, this isn't, this is becoming more sloppy. I need it to run these levels here. Running these levels tells me we will see higher prices. If we don't and we do this, this is not what I don't like. We got these equal lows here. That's a great draw on liquidity. Now we don't have an entry point for that draw on liquidity yet. So if we got a fair value gap and we violate that fair value gap, this is our entry. This is our point of interest. So it could do it now, or it could do it later. If it does it later and I identify when I think it's gonna do it, I'll remove this stop. But if it runs right now, it'll just stop me out. And it looks like that's what it's gonna do. Here's the fair value gap that we ran through. See if it continues to find support in here. This 30-second already failed. All right, so there's a stop. It's just starting to get sloppy. You guys can see how sloppy this is. It's not necessarily sloppy. It's getting wicky. I think wicky is the better term for it. All right, so I'm back at break even where I started. Technically, I'm down $10. So that trade took away my profit. I'm still bullish. $9.30 was tagged. I wish I was in at that low, not getting stopped out at that low. Low resistance liquidity right here. But we don't want to take that. There's not a fair value gap. It's getting sloppy and choppy. We want to wait for the break, for the displacement either higher or lower to give us, to signal us that it wants to not do this crap anymore. Now sometimes those displacements can trick you. Like this one did here. I wouldn't even call this a displacement, but big candles like this is what we're looking for displacement. So if this closes like way up here, that's displacement. Want to see it run these. Not in the form of a wick. Now see how this is happening right here? If this closes strong, we are done with this and we may start moving towards these equal highs. That's gonna irritate me. It stopped me out by what? By a handle and a half. By 6 ticks. All right, now see how that candle closed? Now I'm less interested. This candle's going to tell us a lot. Are we getting energy from this fair value gap to move higher, or are we just going to give us a nothing burger? If we get a nothing burger, then we still sit and wait. How do you choose the account capital for evals? If I'm understanding, how do I choose between a 25K account or a 50K account? Is that what you're asking, Joseph? How do you choose the account capital for evals? Or are you asking how do I choose how many contracts I take within the eval? Okay, so you said yes. How do I choose between 25 and 50K? I got more involved with 50K because I wanted the larger drawdown limit. Because I found that I was hitting my drawdown limit on the 25 way too often. And so I wanted the flexibility as I was learning as a newer trader to give that ability that if I get in drawdown, I can still work out of it. So I did that with a 50K account, and then after I've gotten more consistent, I'm like, I'm never going to trade with more than 4 contracts, because the biggest difference between a 25K and a 50K, besides what you have to, so for a 25K, you have to hit $1,500 and then you pass it. After $1,500 on your performance accounts, then you're starting to make money. On a 50K account, it's $2,500. So it's $1,000 difference. The other difference is for the 25K account, you can use 4 mini contracts. And for a 50K account, you can use 8 or 10 mini contracts. Well, I'm never going to use 10. I mean, unless I'm YOLOing it, I'm not going to use 10. I rarely have I ever used 4. So when I was reevaluating what I wanted to do, here's that push higher towards these equal highs. Ah, man, that just sucks. Get me chopped out, tag me out by 6 ticks, and then start running in my direction. I still think our stop loss was properly set. I still think we had a proper stop loss for that based on the rules, and it just happened to not go in our favor. That's fine. But when I started evaluating 25K and 50K accounts, I'm never going to use more than 4 my mini contracts. So why don't I use the 25K account now that I know I'm consistent at passing them, and then start becoming profitable with them sooner, because I only have to bring up the account to 1,500. And then after 1,500, it's basically a 50K account, right? Or after 2,500, it's basically a 50K account. So I just have to be careful getting up to 1,500, getting up to in profit by another $1,000, and I treat it just like a 50K account. So the last reason is it's cheaper. It's $29 with the 80% off discount using the code DTJ. And the 50K account is $33. So I go back and forth between the two. Today I'm using 2 25K accounts because I do think if I follow my rules, I follow my risk management correctly, and I'm not just, I mean, how many times have I said that it's an eval account, I don't care? Sometimes, I mean, honestly, that's a horrible attitude. I should be treating my eval accounts as real money. It's like I'm willing to just throw away $29. I shouldn't be doing that, technically. Here's that push. So we had the right idea, guys. As far as this long, it just wanted to take a little bit longer before it wanted to get there, which is a little disappointing. Overlapped multiple times. Look how much of these wicks were overlapping with these levels. That sucks. Because it's really easy on an eval account going, let's go long right here. Oh, let's add extra contracts. Let's go more and more. And then you're in 4 contracts, 3 contracts, and then if it goes negative against you, you're in a hard spot, and you just got in extra drawdown that you don't need to. Let's see if we can get back up to break even. Using this as an example. But that, and then you're in drawdown on an account that doesn't give you very much. We're gonna get rid of that. Doesn't give you a lot of room for drawdown, and then now you're in a hard spot, right? Just like that example right there. That was $700. That was $600 on those 3 mini contracts. So proper risk management is not going higher in contract size. Proper risk management is going 1 mini or less. You should do 5 micros, ideally 5 micros. Ideally 5 micro contracts. Or 1 mini contract. Here's that manipulation. Now it's probably going to run. Don't tell me you're going to make another equal high here. Come on, push it. I did take that on my funded account because that was just too obvious. It's sitting right there. We have this retracement. We closed green. So that was 73. That was about 10 handles. So now that we hit the equal highs, the question is, does this want to continue higher? And based on there being a fair value gap overlapping these equal highs, to me the answer is yes. So if I'm looking for something like this. Now, is it going to give this that just like that? Maybe, maybe not. It was all choppy in here. Now it's running again. And we may get a double break day. I just don't see a double break day before elections, but that's a real that is a possibility. So a double break day would be running the low like we did there and then running this high right here. The previous day high. That'd be the previous day high right there. This is a nice run right here. That was a nice run. I wish I didn't get stopped out. That sucks. Northern, congrats, man. I'm glad you were able to profit on that. Let's see if it wants to continue here. Ted, well, I'm glad you're hanging out with us. I'm glad you're hanging out. Do you what? Man, I've asked so many people where they're at. Do you have a job you go to, or do you work from home? And do me a solid, everybody. Normally, I don't take any on-screen trades until we hit like 15 to 20 likes. Give me some likes if you can. I'd greatly appreciate it. Gotcha. That's nice, Northern. To be able to take a 2-hour break for trading. I mean, that's the way to do it. You take your breaks to actually learn and grow in your trading. Keep doing that with a consistent job, man. Because I will tell you, I mean, I live off of commissions. Having consistent income and trading just takes the stress of trying to make money off and allows you to really focus on the education part, which is huge. It is so important. Oh, you can replace your income for sure. You can. It just may take a lot longer than you're hoping. So don't put a time limit on it. That's great, Northern. The opening range is done. We've hit the equal highs. We had this nice BPR. These equal highs right here. That looks really attractive. Even if we don't get to them, we can use that as a point of, we can use that as a draw on liquidity. And even if it doesn't hit it, we can get 10 handles out of it. All right, man. Have a great day. God bless you. I'm streaming still. So 9:30 or 10:30 right now. I think what I'll do is kind of just keep it chill till about 9:45, 15 minutes from now. and see where we're at. See if we get any, if we have any structure that supports a move in the 11 a.m. macro. I should have done that example of how people just take longs and they oversize and then they get in drawdown like I just did. I don't expect this fair value gap to work, this inversion here. I'm gonna see it as it potentially failing. Yes, I have in the past, Tony. I've done ES, and then I've done options earlier in my career. I act like I've been training for a super long time. I've been training for 2 years, 2.5 years. But when I started following ICT, it's just so much easier to know that you're going to trade the Nasdaq. It's just so much easier. I don't have to go through a bunch of different ones. I just have to be patient. I felt like when I was looking between, it's like I'm looking for something. I'm looking. I'm trying to find something. And then it's just a matter of just being patient here. And I like that a lot more. Do you only trade the Nasdaq, or what else do you trade, Tony? So I'm glad I saw this fail here. This fair value gap failed. Let me rephrase it. I was looking at this as a failed inversion fair value gap. So I was expecting it to close above it and then fail. It actually didn't even get above it, and it just rejected it. It's just so much easier. I'm doing algorithmic trading on BTC, on Bitcoin. I'm doing algorithmic trading on the Nasdaq. This is not an A+ inversion here. This is the fair value gap that was rejected. Now that it was rejected and it actually didn't trade above it, it makes it more attractive for one that does run this high. Oh, 100%. Crypto. You have to have, there is discretion, because not every model is 100%. They do fail, and sometimes it just looks a little weird. So today, what are we? We had 2, 3. I think we had 3 winning trades and we had 1 losing trade. My 1 loss was right here. Got stopped out by 6 ticks, and then it ran in our direction here. So 3 for 4. Is that what it was? We just traded eval today. I don't like how there's a wick here and a close above that also runs liquidity. It makes it a little unattractive. I wanted to see multiple touches. Did you test your 930 model on ES? I did not. I only do, and here's why. I can probably tell you that it would fail on ES. The reason why it works on NQ is because of the volatility and how large the candles are on NQ. So the volatility is much higher than it is on ES. So I would probably say it would not work on ES. Let me look. I'm just curious now. You're going to get me to look. Because you just need 1 point. 1 point is $50, right? One handle on ES is $50, right? I'm pretty sure that's it. So it'll give us 3 handles. So that'd have been a... I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'd absolutely need to test it. I'm going to try going live in an hour. Never done it. Good luck. All right, there's an inversion right here. You're welcome to hang out here, Crypto. You just don't promote your own stuff on the channel. All right, so this worked. This inversion did work. It was a B+. I wouldn't have taken it. It didn't run this liquidity here. It did this, but I'm just not as interested in it. So now that we got relatively equal lows, let's see what it wants to do here. Got 5 minutes till the macro starts. We'll wait until then. All right, now I do like this right here. If it wants to continue higher and it wants to run for these equal highs way up here, this is my entry. There's a couple reasons. We got relatively equal highs here. We have a 1 minute fair value gap. We ran sell side liquidity here. If we're aggressive, this will be my entry long. And we're also close to the to 10:45, which is the beginning of the 11 a.m. macro. If we just keep falling, then we keep falling. I was going to talk about some other stuff today, but price action's been so good that I really haven't had to keep track of time or, fill in, dead time. This is the kind of candle that I'm looking. If it closes like this above, I'll take that long. One standard deviation from this high to this low, which is in the first 30 minutes of trading, gives us our range. It overlaps with those equal highs pretty nicely. So I'm pretty convinced. I could be wrong. I just like how it's laying out. All right, here we go. Let's see if it closes. There's that sell side liquidity right there. It's not going to give it to us right there. I'm going to take a chase trade right here. Did it not give me it? Oh, don't tell me it stopped me out because of that. Let's see if we can come back down a little bit. Where do we close? We have 19 seconds. Stop will be at break even once we hit this high, and probably at a potential point of because we have to also close above this 30-second, which I'm not sure if it's going to do that right away. So we will move stop to break even once we grab that high. Oh, don't stop me out. Sorry, folks. I had my stop loss just sitting there and didn't move it in time. So I got stopped out. That was... Let's see if this fails or not. I think this is a long. But if it's going to get sloppy like this, guys, it's time to be done. Yeah, I mean, we closed above here. We didn't grab even this liquidity, and we're running the other direction. We are in premium. Granted, I understand we're in premium right now as well. Now we have an inversion to the downside here. Let's see if that fails. If that fails, then it's telling us stay out. Don't do anything. It is making lower highs. Also making a little low resistance liquidity right here. It wouldn't surprise me if this sell side fair value gap or inversion fair value gap that just closed below fails. It wouldn't surprise me at all. And that means it's just getting messy. I'm going to re-engage this. This is highly manipulative. We had 2 failed inversions in a row, going long, going short. Now we're just going to see if this momentum is actually, in fact, wanting to run this high right here. Nope, it's going to stop out right here. It's really close. Let's see what happens. Hands off. Equal highs. Let's see if it wants to push right here. We got our next set of highs is sitting right at 20,211. I'll take profit at there. I take that back. I might take profit here. Yeah, you can tell just by how the spreads are. I didn't even hit that, and the spreads are taking it. The volatility is ridiculous here, folks. We're gonna call it a day. We ran that. I think it's safer with elections tomorrow. Just stay off. So we're gonna call it a day. I will not be on tomorrow with elections. I'll be back on Wednesday. Use the code DTJ if you want to start your own funded journey. Also, I forgot to mention this. If you want to get the lowest price for the Purpose Driven Trader Academy that I'm launching this month, it will be the lowest price it will ever be, and it will be given to those that join this wait list. I will drop that right here. That wait list for you. There's no commitment or obligation. It's just if you would like the lowest price or you're interested in joining the day trading community on Discord, you can use this right here and join. So we'll be it will be a Discord. It's free, but the only way to get in the Discord is through the Purpose Driven Trader Academy, and I'll be launching that here towards the end of this month. So I'm super excited about that. If you want to join, it's right there. It's just, you can see how it's getting sloppy. It's working, but not working. We have this inversion right here that we ran. It failed. We have this inversion to the downside. It ran. It failed. We run this small inversion to the upside. It worked and ran this up here. And then it's not continuing higher. probably will continue higher. But my point is, it's just getting a little sloppy, and it's safer to just walk away. Javon, what is HRU? Some of these things I don't even know. Oh, I'm great. I'm great. We went light today. It had some beautiful price action. We had some fantastic moves. We passed an eval here this morning. Didn't trade my live accounts. I did take one live trade. It did our 930. I've been testing out a 930 model. I'm hoping next week. I think I might have enough real-time data to start sharing it with everybody. So far, I'm 3 for 4 on the inversion on the 930 model that I've been testing out. So 3 wins, 1 loss. And we're just going to keep testing out. But I'm excited about that because the 930 model is going to be like an easy, quick win for brand new traders that have absolutely no experience. But it might give them a taste of a little bit of success and the willingness to really put in the commitment on learning all the concepts that need to be learned to really become a true professional, profitable trader. So that's kind of the goal in that, is just building the tool belt of options for traders as they're coming into this industry, because there's so much out there. So much out there, so many promises for quick wins. But really the truth is, if you want to become long-term at this, it's going to take time and energy and commitment, a lot of commitment. So if I can give these small wins along the way, I think that will be very, very helpful for people. Patience is everything, man. Patience is everything. So, all right. So I gave enough time for that form. The Waitlist for the Purpose Driven Academy. If you want to join it, it's right there. But other than that, guys, I think we're going to call it a day. God bless you guys. Stay safe. Don't forget to vote if you're here in the States. And we will see you guys on Wednesday, okay? God bless you guys. We'll talk to you later.